The critic. While most are content with trivial matters like film, food or literature, one man dares to review all facets of life's rich tapestry at your behest. In the face of life's greater challenges, there is one critic you can turn to.
I'm Myles Barlow. Welcome to Review.
Coming up in the program, things that go bump in the night. And later, xenophobes of the world unite. But first...
Over the last few weeks, I've received several letters with varying animosity on a similar theme. As Sean Costas of Norwood puts it, geez, I'd like to kill that Kyle Sandilands. Even if I got caught, I reckon it'd be worth it. Well, it's a notion that's entered all of our minds at one point. But just what would it be like to kill Kyle Sandilands?
To mentally prepare, I needed to look Kyle in the eye. Or at least, someone who looked like him.
Hello, Tony. Myles? Look, I need to kill Kyle Sandilands.
What's that got to do with me?
Well, I thought perhaps you could help since you look exactly like him. Identical, in fact. When I first met you, I thought you were him. I even sent you that congratulations card when you got the job on Australia's Got Talent.
When I was here.
I just didn't know who else to call. I mean, I know you gents are actors, but
Aren't we?
there is some method to your madness. You know, you must be able to motivate yourselves to get in the frame of mind.
So what you need is coaching, that's what you're basically saying?
Yes. You know, you've both killed on screen.
Oh, yeah,
take it.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of killing.
Yeah.
I gang raped and murdered in The Boys.
You were good in that.
I was good in that, yeah. Sam Worthington, I killed in Bootman. You know, he's in Avatar now. So,
Oh, yes, I see.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. You've killed, haven't you, Dan? You've done a bit of killing. Romperstone, did you kill with Russell? Did you kill some Asians?
I think I've done a lot more maiming.
You've just got to find a problem that you have with Kyle, you know. You don't like his radio show, you just, or that you just want to stab him in the face, you know. But if we're going to do this, you've got to commit to it. Will you commit?
Absolutely.
Tony's method was a rigorous training regime. Designed to prepare me both physically and mentally.
Mate, you're fucking talentless. This is a talent show. Mate, what are you even fucking doing here? Hey, Kylie's sister. Kylie's sister.
How many's that?
Oh, sorry, I lost count.
And then he said to the girl, you can't even get pregnant from our sex. And that was Lady Gaga. And we've got a caller on the line. Hello, caller, come in.
Hello,
Hello, and what's your name, caller?
Miles.
Miles, you sound like a total fuckwit. How you going?
I'm
A
not.
total A-grade fuckwit. I hope you fucking die, Miles.
He's not really going to say that on air, is he? I mean, it's...
Do you want to do this or you don't want to do this?
Okay. Well, Kyle, I'm not. In fact, I think you are.
What a fucking prick you are! What a fucking prick! Hey, Jackie O, what about this fucking prick, eh?
Yeah. Sounds like a real cock.
Sounds like a real cock!
She's not going to say that.
Cock!
I don't even have a problem with Jackie.
Cock!
It's Kyle is the one that...
Cock!
Wait, can you stop?
Cock!
Can you
Cock!
stop saying that?
Cock!
I'm
Cock!
not.
Cock!
Stop
Cock!
it. Be
Cock!
quiet.
Cock! Cock! Whoa! Cock! Cock! Cock!
You're ready.
Having obtained Kyle's address, I moved in for the kill.
You right there, mate?
Delivery for Kyle?
Oh, yeah, great. Cheers.
No, Kyle Sandilands.
Yeah, that's me, Kyle Sandilands. Oh, you're expecting that radio guy, weren't you?
Well, yes.
Yeah, no, that's not me, mate. No, I just got the same name as the bugger.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. I seem to have gotten
mate,
the
look,
wrong address.
No, don't mention it. Look, it happens all the time. No, I get bloody hate mail and phone calls, and even had a couple of death threats a couple of weeks ago.
Is that? Well, it's funny you should mention that because I've actually come over to kill you. So yeah.
You've never seen one of those before, though.
It's going to really.
You don't look like a courier.
No, well, no, that box is empty. It was all a
really?
So. Yes.
That's good. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I've wasted your time.
Nah, look, don't mention it, mate. Like, it happens all the time. Like, I've got the kettle on. Come up for a cup of tea. Yep, I'll come meet the missus, Jackie O. Just kidding, mate.
Oh, go on, that's a good one.
Kyle and I really hit it off. But while I enjoyed his company, I was no closer to my goal. Having failed on the home front, I decided to take Kyle down at the site of so many of his crimes, his place of work.
Just looking for Kyle Sandilands.
He's just left, sorry.
Or that Rolls Royce.
Kyle could run, but thanks to his ego, his outrageous choice of car meant that he couldn't hide.
Right, he's going to the airport.
Step on it! You've got to make the lights! Go! Hurry!
Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry. Excuse me. Kyle was clearly heading to his second home in LA. But I had the killer instinct and the frequent flyer miles to follow.
Are you saying I can't get on this plane?
You were deported from the US for working illegally in the pornography industry.
Yes, I was, but look, this is different. This is business, and I need to be there.
And then there's this.
That was an honest mistake. I forgot it was in my pocket. I was in a rush.
I'd been blacklisted from the US. Kyle had slipped through my fingers. Unfortunately, I still had a job to do.
I'm sorry, Kyle. Like circumnavigating the globe on a pool pony, killing Kyle Sandilands was a daunting, high-risk adventure with little to no thought given to the ramifications of failing to obtain a proper visa or vaccinations before my arrival upon Murder Island. Having discarded my sextant of sanity, I found myself besieged by banana boats of bloodlust, flushing me into a cove of brutality where barnacles of horror tore into my hull of humanity, leaving me with the wretched scurvy of regret, as the vitamin C of satisfaction continued to elude me. 1 star.
I'm Paul, which means you're George, you're Ringo, and you're John, which means you can go first. Abbey Road reenactments. These seemingly harmless homages can often end in tragedy. 2 stars. While I was out walking yesterday, I came across rock fisherman Jim Tarrant dangling from a cliff. He'd slipped and was holding on for dear life, and as he cried out for assistance, I couldn't help but notice how panicked and frightened he sounded. Fear, our cruelest foe or craftiest ally. Fear can take on many forms, but perhaps the deadliest type of fear is a fear of death. To that end,
I've hired one of Australia's most notorious ex-criminals to oversee the deed.
Professor Plum?
Yes?
Heath.
Are you an associate of Chopper's?
Could say that. So you've got a job for me.
Name and address is on the back.
So I see him about the job.
No, he is the job. I want him taken care of. If the money's a problem, I've got it right here. It's all there. You don't need to worry about that. Look, is Chopper here? I'd rather just speak to him in person. I prefer to deal with people one-on-one, so if he's here,
I am Chopper. I do Chopper, you know, the weather on YouTube and Hard Enough Australia and hello kiddies, it's Chopper here.
I've wasted your time enough. Let's just leave it at that. I'm terribly sorry.
Well,
I'll see you.
You've booked me now and I don't do refunds. Oh, it's my carry-on luggage. And I went, oh, carry on? That must be short for carry on like a fucking...
I found Heath's routine to be utterly devoid of fear. If anything, it was actually quite amusing. I needed a more experienced purveyor of terror. Yes, well, it needs to be a very dramatic killing. I'll leave that up to your imagination. I drove out to a remote estate, the kind of place where nobody would hear me scream. There, I set about preparing the eerie house for the imminent arrival of my foe. For maximum blood-curdling terror, I've also employed several fright-inducing cliches. From jangling rusty chains to scarecrows, untimely mechanical inconveniences. In addition, I've brought plenty of scary music and, of course, plenty of eerie mist. For as the classics tell us, where there's smoke, there's fear. I've also hired the services of Billy, a disturbing young local boy, to stare at me intermittently before vanishing into thin air. As night falls, a stranger arrives.
Yes. Do you have any milk?
No. How's that? What? It was good, but you're not supposed to come back.
But you said $50.
Yeah, I was going to pay you. All right, I'll pay you now. It's not really worth it. You've kind of ruined it now.
"2 a.m. and still no sign of my transgressor. Or was there? Like a teenage babysitter in a horror film, I stupidly decide to go and check. A false alarm. I needed to calm my nerves. I couldn't believe how frightened I'd let myself become. I realized that fear can often be a state of mind, and not necessarily real.
with a wet end.
Applejack! Applejack!
What?
Applejack!
Oh, Applejack. Sorry.
I forgot all about that.
Did you get the email about the safety
Oh,
work?
yeah. I just forgot. I got caught up in the moment. Yeah, how's your hand? Oh.
That's all right.
Oh.
That'll be fine. That'll be fine.
Let's get a bit carried away.
Yeah, no, I shouldn't have put it up like that.
Through the hand a lot quicker than a spine.
Yeah, so I imagine it would be like it would be more of a... Billy! You killed John Jared! What are you doing? You weren't supposed to do that! You're supposed to swing on this wing and follow me round and...
Like discovering your dentist is also a vampire, fear can be an unsettling emotion. But it can also help you survive, leaving you with a renewed pearly-white appreciation of life, not to mention a debt of gratitude to the dental assistant of circumstance. I'm still haunted by the nightmare of being alone on a gurney of terror, while my doctor pondered his club selection in a petrified bunker of faint-heartedness. But narrowly missing the water hazard of death has afforded me a stunning view across a fairway of invigoration. An enriching experience. 3.5 stars.
Thank you.
Meeting your doppelganger. A disturbing confrontation that leaves one pondering those old rumours of your father and that flirtatious cocktail waitress. 2 stars. And now it's time for our letter of the week. This week's letter comes from Bevan Taylor of Crowsdale, who writes, Dear Myles, Muslims are building a school 2 blocks from my house. Now, I'm not a racist, but... Well, Bevan, having read your letter, you are a racist. But your xenophobia has made me curious about one thing. Just how does a racist cope in today's modern PC world? As a dedicated anthropologist, discriminating against one because of their race didn't come naturally to me. The first thing I noticed was how, right or wrong,
Get up, you whinging pop!
there seemed to be an acceptable level of prejudice when it came to certain nationalities, particularly in the sporting arena.
Yeah, get up and tackle the darkie.
What'd you say?
In the game of acceptable racism, I'd stumbled out of bounds.
Yes.
I quickly found that being overtly racist was a cumbersome burden.
Just the boats and everything in the background?
Yeah, and if you can get that little headland in there, that'd be good.
You're American. This camera's Japanese.
Huh?
I don't like them either.
Sorry.
But while it was easy to hate American tourists, unveiling my narrow-minded beliefs to existing acquaintances was a far trickier proposition.
No, I'm going to be buying my papers from down at the service station from now on, I'm afraid.
Service station?
Yes. Listen, Vince. Why don't you go back to where you came from?
Chatswood? Nah, Chatswood's boring.
No, not Chatswood. I mean, originally.
I was born in Chatswood.
Well, your parents.
Well, Dad's was born in Tempe and Mum's in Stratford.
China, then.
Why? I'm not Chinese.
Well, just Asia. Just go back to Asia.
I don't know anyone there. All of my family's here.
Do you have to know anyone? I mean, you're all... Look, I'm sorry. It's just that I'm a racist now. Which means that you and I, we can't really be friends anymore.
Vince had every right to be annoyed. My racism was turning convenience stores into inconvenience stores. And it didn't stop there. Simply getting around town became a frustrating game of Russian
I want the
roulette.
Orient Express, please. I want a cab. Oh, no thanks. Thank goodness. The city police?
Yeah, sweet, that's right.
Forget it. I'll walk.
As did quiet Sunday afternoons at the pictures.
It's a fine example of documentary journalism.
Excuse me.
It's honest,
Sorry.
instinctive.
Hello, I'm from Cinema 2.
Yeah.
There's currently a black man on screen.
Right.
Well, it's just that I'm a racist and I don't really like seeing films with other, other nationalities. I mean, there's nothing in the poster to indicate...
No,
could I get a refund then?
Thank you, Sarah. That's lovely.
OK, time for Daddy's present, Harry.
Not even the children were spared from my insidious discrimination.
It looks disgusting. That's the worst present ever.
It's an antique.
It's offensive, that's what it is.
What? Encourages saving?
It does not. Miles, take it away, please.
It's actually very expensive.
Take it home with you then.
Apart from the salesman I bought my white Australian car from, racism had no winners.
Ava, in the car. Oh, no, we can't give Polly a lift today.
Polly.
I know,
She
but...
comes with me every day.
Polly, you're going to have to call your parents today, OK? I'm sorry.
But she doesn't have a phone.
Well, she can run home. They're very good at that sort of thing. Hurry up, please. Seatbelt on.
Sorry, Polly.
Though I yearned for the Peking duck of freedom, my xenophobic taste buds had long since imprisoned me in a white bread cell of inconvenience. I needed to face facts. I was living in a multicultural minefield. Surrounded. Trapped. My racism simply didn't belong in this exotic city. An all-affluent, all-Anglo suburb was far more suited to a racist such as myself.
So, Myles, you want to join the Mossman community group?
Very much so, yes.
What do you feel that you could offer the group?
Well, I love the area and I'd like to focus on maintaining the status quo, particularly in the race sector.
Race sector?
Yes, I've noticed a real influx of Asians into the northern Sydney area and even some Lebanese in and around Cremorne. Obviously, during the day, one or two can come in for the cleaning jobs and the gardeners.
I'm sorry, Myles. I don't think we've got a role for you here.
You haven't even read my proposal yet, the white Mossman policy.
We
and
don't
if you do,
need to because you're clearly racist.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm sorry, are you saying I can't join because I'm a racist?
Yes, we are.
I felt betrayed by my fellow white supremacists.
But this is Mossman.
Who'd obviously been beaten into submission by political correctness.
So the thinly veiled variety is acceptable, is it?
But while finding friends was next to impossible, one thing I could always find was trouble.
Who's that bum sticky meant to be aimed at? Well, if it's ringing a bell for you, then... Oh. It's not even correct, you little prick. Look, all I'm saying is that we grew here, you flew here. Can you tell me your name, sir?
Even in the face of compassion, I clung doggedly to my dogma.
Don't touch me. Go much up.
Ironically, it was I who wished I could munch curry. Being overtly racist had become a lonely, solitary existence. As the rains of sadness fell, I was even forced to abandon my umbrella, which was made in China. Lost and alone, I was struggling to weather the storm. Thankfully, there was one day of the year that my racism would be at least tolerated, if not celebrated. Australia Day.
It's Australia Day. Where's your flag? Kiss the flag.
With the help of national pride and some alcohol, patriotism easily morphs into a fervent racism. Hopes that my overt racism would be welcomed as a refreshing change were buried alive under a hate slide of resentment sludge. And like a rat who's found his way out and into Mrs. Mickford's pantry to nose through her preserves, I was quickly hunted into a storm drain of regret, rancid with the intolerance I doggedly clung to as orange peels of inconvenience and feces of frustration floated by. All in all, my upfront racial fanaticism was a waste of time and effort. particularly as many seem desensitised by my puerile ramblings in the first place. So, Bevan, I suggest you keep your racism under wraps. Though I doubt you'll be able to, as that's what you people are like. Half a star. Coming up next week, spare tyres, melancholy bus drivers, and I buy alcohol for a minor.
Just change. Enjoy.
All that and more next time on Review.